Imagine a world where entire nations teeter on the brink of collapse. Political upheaval, economic disaster, and societal unrest threaten the stability of countries across the globe. Today, we delve into the stories of 10 nations that might not withstand the upcoming years. What factors could lead to their downfall? And what are the implications for their citizens and the world? Let's explore the fragile states on the edge of an uncertain future. Country 1. Venezuela. Venezuela, once a beacon of prosperity in Latin America, now faces a dire situation. The country's vast oil reserves, which once fueled its wealth, have become its curse. Hyperinflation, which skyrocketed to an average of 200% by 2024, has decimated the economy. The government's policy of printing money to cover expenses has led to a catastrophic devaluation of the bolivar, leaving citizens struggling to afford basic necessities. International sanctions, particularly from the United States, have further crippled Venezuela by restricting its oil exports. The country has experienced widespread protests, often met with violent crackdowns, as President Nicolas Maduro's regime clings to power through oppression. Mismanagement, corruption, and over-reliance on oil exports have plunged millions into a humanitarian crisis, with severe shortages of food and medicine. With the poverty rate expected to rise dramatically, Venezuela's future looks increasingly bleak. Country 2. Lebanon. Lebanon, a country known for its rich history and cultural diversity, is in a state of unprecedented crisis. Since 2019, the Lebanese pound has lost over 98% of its value against the US dollar, leading to hyperinflation. Basic goods have become unaffordable for many, with a family of 4 needing over $1,000 monthly while average salaries fall far short. The banking system is paralyzed, and citizens are unable to access their savings, plunging many into poverty. Political dysfunction and corruption have hampered economic recovery, and protests demanding better living conditions are common. Lebanon's healthcare system is near collapse, and its infrastructure is crumbling. Regional tensions and the strain of hosting the world's highest per capita number of refugees exacerbate the situation. Without urgent international support and significant reforms, Lebanon faces a perilous future. Country 3. Tunisia. Tunisia, celebrated for its breathtaking landscapes and cultural heritage, is on the brink of financial collapse. The country's budget deficit is nearing 10%, worsened by an enormous public sector wage bill. The economic fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic and the conflict in Ukraine has intensified these struggles. Economic growth has been sluggish, and unemployment, particularly among young people, remains high. Negotiations with the International Monetary Fund (IMF) for a loan are contingent on implementing controversial reforms, which have faced strong opposition. Corruption remains pervasive, deterring foreign investment. The war in Ukraine has disrupted supply chains, leading to soaring prices for essential goods and threatening food security. With a public debt crisis looming, Tunisia's path to recovery is fraught with challenges. Country 4. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is grappling with a severe economic crisis. The nation is burdened by a colossal debt of approximately $51 billion, owed to international organizations and countries like China and India. The debt-to-GDP ratio has surpassed 100%, raising doubts about Sri Lanka's ability to meet its financial obligations. The sharp depreciation of the Sri Lankan rupee against the US dollar has led to soaring inflation and higher import costs. Political instability and public dissatisfaction have hindered economic reforms. Nearly 30% of the population lives below the poverty line, and essential services like healthcare and education are suffering. Climate change and poor agricultural policies have further exacerbated food shortages. Without effective governance, Sri Lanka's stability remains in jeopardy. Country 5. Pakistan. Pakistan stands at a critical juncture, with its stability hanging by a thread. The nation's foreign exchange reserves are alarmingly low, covering only a few weeks of imports. The Pakistani rupee has reached record lows, destabilizing the economy, with debt servicing consuming a significant portion of government revenue. Financial obligations are overwhelming. Political instability and polarization persist, exacerbated by impending elections. Rapid inflation has crippled purchasing power, driving up living costs and deepening poverty. Ethnic and sectarian tensions further threaten national unity. Pakistan's reliance on agriculture makes it vulnerable to climate change, with frequent floods and droughts disrupting productivity. Bureaucratic inefficiencies and corruption complicate recovery efforts, leaving Pakistan in a precarious position. Country 6. Kenya. Kenya grapples with significant political instability, particularly during election periods. Deep-rooted corruption, ethnic tensions, and distrust in government institutions fuel this instability. Although the 2022 elections were relatively peaceful, unresolved issues simmer beneath the surface. With over 40 ethnic groups, political loyalties often align along ethnic lines, setting the stage for conflict. This was tragically evident during the post-election violence of 2007 to 2008. Economic challenges, including high unemployment and poverty rates, further strain the country. Environmental issues like droughts and floods exacerbate food insecurity. Kenya's future stability hinges on addressing these multifaceted challenges through inclusive governance and sustainable development. Country 7. Haiti. Haiti's persistent struggles with political instability, economic hardship, and natural disasters have left it vulnerable to collapse. The assassination of President Jovenel Moïse in 2021 plunged the country into deeper chaos. Gang violence and corruption are rampant, further destabilizing the nation. Haiti's economy is one of the poorest in the Western Hemisphere. With high unemployment and widespread poverty, the country frequently faces devastating natural disasters, such as earthquakes and hurricanes, which strain its limited resources. International aid efforts are often hampered by corruption and inefficiency. Without significant reforms and international support, Haiti's future remains uncertain. Country 8. Afghanistan. Afghanistan, under Taliban control since 2021, faces immense challenges. The country's economy has collapsed, with international aid cut off and banking systems in disarray. Severe food shortages and a humanitarian crisis have ensued. Political repression and human rights abuses are rampant under Taliban rule, further isolating Afghanistan from the global community. Ethnic tensions and ongoing conflict with insurgent groups exacerbate the situation. Without international recognition and aid, Afghanistan's prospects for recovery and stability are bleak. Country 9. Myanmar. Myanmar's military coup in 2021 has plunged the country into turmoil. The violent crackdown on pro-democracy protests has led to widespread human rights abuses and international condemnation. The economy is in freefall, with sanctions and a loss of foreign investment. Ethnic conflicts and insurgencies in various regions add to the instability. The humanitarian situation is dire, with millions displaced and in need of aid. Myanmar's path to stability is uncertain, and continued military rule threatens its future. Country 10. Sudan. Sudan's fragile transition to democracy following the ousting of Omar al-Bashir in 2019 faces significant challenges. Political infighting, economic woes, and ongoing conflict in regions like Darfur strain the country's stability. Economic conditions are dire, with high inflation and unemployment rates. The transitional government struggles to implement reforms amid widespread corruption. Humanitarian needs are immense, with millions in need of aid. Sudan's future hinges on successful democratic transition and international support. As we wrap up this exploration of nations teetering on the brink of collapse, it's clear that the global landscape is fraught with challenges, from economic crises and political instability to environmental disasters and social upheaval. These countries face monumental obstacles that threaten their very existence. Understanding these issues not only informs us about the fragility of nations, but also underscores the importance of international cooperation, humanitarian aid, and sustainable development to mitigate these crises. Being aware of these situations helps us appreciate the stability many of us enjoy and highlights the importance of global solidarity. It's essential to stay informed about these critical issues, as knowledge empowers us to contribute to positive change, whether through advocacy, donations, or spreading awareness. Stay informed and engaged with the world around you. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Discovering the Earth, for more deep dives into global events and their impact. Let us know in the comments which country's situation surprised you the most and what topics you'd like us to cover next. Your support helps us continue to bring you comprehensive and thought-provoking content. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.